Crank it up. Quick live. I don't know. I ain't gonna say quick. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It might be a little in depth. I don't know how much y'all might wanna get out with me this evening, but yeah, we finna turn up one of these live. I should have y'all some background music, some little jazz playing in the background. That would be player. But let me get up in here. Who we got? Let everybody get their notifications and everything. If you ain't here, let me get a one in the comments. Let me know you up in here. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit as usual. You know how we do. More informative content, and just a little back and forth with Unc under the tree. What's up, Neil? Uh, Tied up a little bit. Chris, what's up, baby? You already know what it is. Boy, thousand move for $1,000. It don't matter if you get them all at once, two, three at a time. Make 1,000 move for $1,000. Put that in your bowl and bite. It's good to see y'all in here. We're gonna get some time for you guys to propagate in here. We're gonna get some shout outs because we got the home team in here tonight, man. Well, this evening, I came a little early. A shout out Neil once again. Mr. Salmon, quarter ounce in the dream, absolutely. MCF 3400. What's up, my brother? Big Country, what's good, baby? OTRJ, what's going on? J Hag, what's up, man? Measy Hendrick. Oh man, congratulations. Y'all throw one in the comments. Shout out Measy Hendrick up here. Say he passed his permit test today. He doing a driving party 3 weeks. So it give him some time to get him some practice in. He got time to slow down so he can speed up. That boy finna come on up out here. Congratulations, man. I always be ecstatic when I hear about people that just, what I'm saying, progressing through the stages of getting where they want to be. That's cool shit. I love that's my whole thing. I just like see people win, bro. Just whew, it's an exhilarating thing to see people just life just metamorphosized like almost right in front of you, man. I ain't got a chance to see a lot of y'all do that, and it's been a privilege, man. It really have. And we gonna like I said, let's people get their notifications and come up in here. If you in here, drop a one in the comment. Let me know you in here. We gonna get ready to talk about a little something that everybody like to talk about. And what I'm saying, I talk about them every once in a while, but like I said, I don't pollute the water and say what nobody else did. We're gonna talk about me and how we work with the costs and how we work with this fuel and how we work with the brokers and some things that'll help you along your way as you get started if you already started and a little more advanced out here. A lot of this stuff I'm gonna say you're gonna be able to relate to, what I'm saying, just some fact because you go through it every day. Simple as that. It is what it is. See who all we got in here as a late. Gary, what's up, brother? Big country, no country boy. DLR Logistic LLC. What's up, my bro? Um, what's good? Flatbed picking up again. Yep. It ain't never really fell out, man. It's all about who you dealing with at the time when everything go on and what kind of corner you kind of paint yourself in as a result of your normal business practices. um, really determine a lot right now. So what I'm saying. I like my great grandma said, man, y'all don't start and then you can't keep up. No, don't do that, and don't try and keep up with people that got four, five, 10 trucks, cause they doing something mentally with their money differently than what you're doing, and I'm gonna explain that to you too, and why that shit makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. But at the same time, it works on a scale type level until they realize they really, chomping off, you know equipment, time, and effort, but at the same time, most of that, all that equipment stuff be leased and they really don't care and it just rotates and whatever they make it, they scale it up even bigger, they take them little chunks. That's why I tell you guys, you gotta look at the bigger guys in the industry and realize that those companies are running off like 14, 18, 19% profit. after all the stuff they do because it's a whole lot of efficiencies. But in my eyes, I just wish to God people start calling me that normally be texting me, but see I'm online, get the same notification y'all get, and still be calling my phone. Don't want nothing. But we're gonna go on from that. But like I said, is the sound quality back end good? Because I know usually when people interrupt my line like this, it throws the sound quality out. So if the sound is good in there, could you let me know by dropping a one in the comment? We ain't gonna start it today. Okay, appreciate you guys. Jerry Roach, Javon Richards. And also, I would like to say for all those that are in the live and have been in the live that have participated in the 1 hour consultations, I appreciate you so much. And I hope that they have really enriched your journey in trucking, and where you are right now is much better position than where you were before you made that initial uh, leap into, saying, trucking as a result of those consultations. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, always shout out to everybody that contributes in the super chats in here. We have some really good discussions. And like I said, this stuff is not about fun and games. It's about the severity of what's going on. And I take life seriously, and I really appreciate the people that are in here that also take life seriously and are trying to make a positive change, not only for themselves but for others around them and for people that they don't even know. So with the sandwiches that we give away, and I say we because I used to be like, the sandwiches I give away. Nah, it's a collective effort, and I appreciate you guys because I always want to give y'all credit where credit is due, because those contributions in the super chat, those 1 hour consultations. Sometimes people just hit me in the cash app and be like, "Man, feed them people." You know what I'm saying? Victory Lap, prime example. He'll drop money in there. He'll know I'm finna do it like this Saturday. I'm gonna do it. He'll be like, "Boom, feed the people, bro," and he'll just make a donation, and it's sizable enough to feed quite a few people. You know what I mean? And I always get that money and either match it or double match it, whatever I got to do to get this specific number of sandwiches in my mind that I'm trying to do. And it ain't never 40, 50 sandwiches. It ain't never 100 sandwiches. It ain't never 200 sandwiches. We try to do at least two, three, 400 sandwiches at a time. Just put a dent in it where we can and get as many sandwiches from as many Mickey D's in that area. Help support our local businesses at the same time. And we getting some good work in the community done. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, a lot of people question, um and I don't even know why, is the why I do certain stuff the way I do certain stuff. And it's like, man, why don't you just get a nonprofit? You do all this and you've been doing it for years, and like for years and years and years and years, over 10, like just doing this type of stuff. And it was like, and I'd be like, really, I don't feel like it's really giving if I'm gonna get the money right back. If I'm gonna write it off and save a little bit, really, really, that's cool on taxes. But if you handle your business the way you supposed to be handling your business, to give somebody something should be something that you are able to give them, and freely be able to do it without nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? Because the good book says, when you do it unto the least of them, you have done it unto me. That's why I don't give a whole lot of my money back to the establishments that I play at, because that defeats the purpose. When most of these people are 501(c)(3) and they have government backing and they can get funds, what I'm saying? It defeats the purpose, because I feel like my first fruit and my first responsibility to the Lord, with this opportunity that I have been blessed with, is give him his tithes and my first fruit. And I think my first fruit, when I wake up in the morning, ain't no money in my pipe. It's the time the Lord gave me, time over everything. So I give him 16.8 hours because it's 168 hours in a week. I'm gonna give him 16.8 hours in a week, and my time plus my service to my fellow man, my community, and whatnot I choose to do. Play a whole lot of engagement for $0 and stuff. Help people out, do different stuff like that, because, like I said, that whole benevolency that is presented by institutions is most of the time only confined within the walls of those institutions. And I don't know if y'all know nothing about Jesus, but he got up, moved around, and then got on his father business. But he was out and about doing that thing. And then I'm gonna say this one more thing too, before we go off into the numbers. A lot of folk don't understand why. And I'm gonna say this and be through it. Sometimes I be going off about stuff. When I go off, I go left. Like it's some videos that if you ain't been a part of this channel right now, you can testify. If you have been a part of this channel, you saw some videos that you can't see no more. And they ain't deleted, they just locked. If I do ever do a membership or something to this channel, y'all probably be able to go watch those said video where I turned the fuck up and I didn't give a shit about who said what about what, because I was dead fucking right and they were dead fucking wrong. And like I say, it one of them things where even in business and other things, you know what I'm saying? Even my mom on here, we talked about this the other day, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, even my grandma used to tell me this, one of the biggest things about being a follower of Christ or the follower of your religion is to exemplify the characteristic of said individual or said, entity, deity of that said religion. And I'm a Christian, so I believe in Christ. And I'm gonna say this. And y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all can prove me wrong now, because I got some biblical stuff bad this up now. But everybody wants to focus on the characteristics of Christ that they like. All the turn of the cheek, he blessing this, he multiplying, he making wine, he healing the dead, he raising the dead, he healing the blind, making the lame walk, all that good stuff right there. But don't nobody want to talk about when the man was just old enough to be grown, 12 years old, went up in the church, walked up in there and seen them folks in there dead wrong. Now they was up in there shooting dice, what they call casting lots. They was up in there shooting dice, gambling, doing all this stuff with the money that the people had came in and gave to the church. Same kind of shit be going on today with the pastor pulling up in a Bentley and all that there and airplanes and shit. But at the same time, he came up in there and get what he did. Went the fuck off. Told the whole church up. Told the whole church up. And then punked him out before he left. Told him, bitch, y'all better not take a vessel up out of here. Y'all better not move nothing up. Ain't nothing coming up out of here. N- Huh? Ain't y'all thought you knew. See, everybody want to talk focus on that, but dude wasn't no hoe. Y'all say what y'all want to say. Dude was a carpenter. Dude worked outside. It wasn't no machinery, wasn't no bobcats lifting that. We ain't finna have church, but I'm finna go over there before I go over there money. Cause people want to act like it's always one way or the other. Now it's the way you like it sometime and the way you don't like it sometime, but it is what it is. That man moved around carpenter. He was cut up. He wasn't no hoe. He was picking up wood. They were building structures. All that good stuff. Wasn't no bobcats or none of this shit picking up. None of this stuff. Wasn't no cranes. You had to lever some stuff and work some stuff. And you walk for miles and 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 miles. And you think he was a punk? You think he was a punk? Nah, he had a healthy balance. That's what you gotta learn. That it is a healthy balance. I ain't walking around here like a chicken with my head cut off going crazy every day, but it's a time and a place for everything. It's a time to live, it's a time to die, it's a time to kill, it's a time to do a lot of stuff. It is time to straighten a motherfucker when it's time to straighten the motherfucker. I'm so sorry. If they did wrong, they just did wrong. And we through with that. And let go on to these numbers. But if I get a one in the comments, if you dig what I'm saying, if you've been to Sunday school in the last 20 years, you might feel what I'm putting down. If you ain't, welcome to it, man. Just go read about it and just talk about in the temple. He was 12 years old and everything. It's all good. All good. It's all good. But y'all want to act like my Lord say G Christ whole ass nigga. No, he ain't. No, he wasn't. I don't represent him like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying. I ain't put my hands on nobody. I ain't got violence. I ain't did none of that stuff. And get what? He kept his hand to himself, but he meant what he said, and he said what he meant. And get what? They had a violator, it would have been what it was up in there. You think that man was talking just to be talking? By his folk house, them my that his dad how y'all can't do that, nigga. Y'all got to be crazy. Y'all finna disrespect my folk house like this. You crazy? Oh, okay. I thought you knew. You finna disrespect my house by messing up my chick by laying around and doing underhanded stuff behind my back, getting in line 3, 4 trucks before me, get loaded up an hour and a half before me when you showed up 2 hours after me, all that old good stuff. I'ma snap out. Snap the fuck out. Mm-hmm. Now exemplify the characteristics of that shit. So live. We gonna make some sense out of a whole lot of stuff, and y'all gonna realize why I make a whole lot more money than a lot of folks that be talking shit they don't know nothing about. And I've been sitting at home 5 straight days, chilling. Oh, we'll talk about these numbers. We at 32, 475. At 16 days, 15 and a half days working. What they meant. And we appreciate all contribution for the sandwiches, cause that truck can get what that truck can contribute to that too. All that there. All my moderator, what it is, bro. I had to take Sunday school for a slight moment, just introduce this live, let them know they ain't dealing with no anybody. Yeah. So, if you're new to the live, let me introduce myself. My name is Jonathan. I am the owner of Noble Enterprise LLC out of the good old state of Mississippi. We started 2018 with a 2006 Ram 2500, 28-foot gooseneck, and not a goddamn clue about what I was doing. Not a clue. Watched a whole lot of shit on YouTube that had me where some of y'all live right now, confused and thinking you know what the outcome gonna be just because some folks say they make $10,000 in a week and do this, that, other, and everything, all good. But a lot of y'all came to this channel, y'all stumbled on this channel, y'all got told about this channel, y'all searched this channel, y'all might just it just popped up in your feed and you clicked it and you like what you saw. I appreciate you. And yeah, yeah, yeah. And big country, big country. That's a prime example right there. Consistency, consistency. And that's where the fork in the road come in on a whole lot of stuff that gets said and he sort of leads you down the path of you know what I'm saying, not really understanding the true nature of this business. And I say this, um, not fairy tale consistency, not the fact that you see that video posted by a lot of different people over a period of time, it looks very consistently like the same stories being told. I'm a new, I'm a rookie, I don't have a CDL, I do have a CDL, 10 grand, $25,000 in the first month growth. I balled out of control. Come check out my channel. This is what we doing. I got the road map to lead you to the right way, and then the consistency goes to shit. Can I get a one for anybody that been on this channel with me at least since 2019? Can I get a one in the comment from anybody that have been on this channel with me at least since 2019? Cause we approaching 500 videos right now, you guys. And I'm just low key. I ain't pushing nothing. I ain't advertising nothing. I do a little social media. I ain't tripping. Whoever see it, see it. They find it, they find it. But those eye-catching titles and those really, really, really good clickbait thumbnail, man. You know, hey, it is what it is. It's marketing. That's what they supposed to do. Market their channel, get the most out of their channel. They should. You know, they should. That's what they should do because it's a stream of income. Ant Man, you been here, JR. Late 19 Victory Lap. I most definitely remember you. Fresh and logo I had seen up to that time, bro. I'm talking that was a cold. That's still a cold ass logo. Victory Lap, cold ass company name to be honest with you. Yeah, but let's I got some stuff, and we could just go through some stuff as to, what I'm saying, how the consistency and the fact that you should not be, and I'm gonna say this often, you should not be scrambling right now to figure out how to control the cost of your business. You should be streamlining some costs. You should be working toward getting more efficient to be in more of a control situation of your costs. But cost control is a constant and ever changing, always having to happen type of thing in the business where you don't so much stop, but you take a moment and you look at things and you reevaluate costs as it pertains to your profit. That's basically the biggest thing. Like, how does this cost changing affect my profit? Does it make it increase? Does it make it decrease? And there's a whole lot of things that go into that. But one of the biggest things right now that's topic of discussion is fuel. Fuel, 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 fuel. I can't say that word, y'all. Fuel. Yeah, I can. But that's one of the biggest considerations right now is fuel. And there are some ways, and like I said, it sounds arbitrary. It sounds like something that you hear people say a lot. I say it sometimes, but even when I say it, I don't think a lot of people understand the meaning of what I say about learning a lane, sticking with a lane long enough to actually really learn it. So we're gonna have to define what learning a lane is, and being willing to sacrifice for that lane. Don't nobody want to do that. I'm gonna define that. And the true meaning of an out and back, out and back. And like I said, I don't really. I felt like it would probably would be silly of me to come to y'all with a video really explaining the prefaces of an out and back. I really thought that shit would be like, why are you making this video? Why are you talking about an out and a back? And why you want to bridge that off into, a lane and developing a lane and realizing what you have to do to actually develop a lane. And man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I got a pretty good relationship with everybody I deal with in truck, from the owner operator to the brokers I choose to go through, to the shippers that do stuff, the receivers, they cool, never had a problem. But for some reason, I have just really good relationships with these people. I'm on the phone, they like me, I don't know, I'm country, they think I'm stupid, they think they be getting out on me and I be getting out on them. I don't know what it is, y'all, but they like me. They like the way I handle business. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But it really some people, and I don't really know how to say it. It really some people that seem to not understand that this is a service industry and everybody kind of working together, even though what you got going on seemingly has nothing to do with what I got going on, which seemingly has nothing to do with the next man, what he got going on way in Virginia somewhere. And that one of the reasons why I made this channel, because I am really, really high in the understanding of knowing that this stuff is interrelated. Please stay with me because a lot of people don't understand it. To hear that a person that's been in trucking longer than me, I'm talking about longer than me, 53-foot flatbed, any good brokers in Florida. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I actually do. I get a lot of freight out of Florida, but that ain't something I'm just gonna tell you. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you can set up 1 hour consultation. We can kick it back and forth about it. I probably hit you with a couple contacts or something like that. But that's one of them things too. I do it a lot. I tell y'all a lot of stuff, but most time A company book of business and what they run and where they be at and the shit they carrying is not anybody business but the company. But I choose to show y'all this stuff so I can come up back over here and say I made $32,475 gross this month. I ain't worked but 16 days. And y'all saw most of that shit happen right in front of y'all face. Yeah. Y'all saw most of that shit happen right in front of y'all face. Put up pictures and stuff and everything. Told y'all what I was making, while I was making. Ain't no cap. I come all the way down to the end of the month, tell y'all the same damn story at the end of the month, at the first of the month, because it don't change. Because the truth is the truth. It is what it is. And you can verify these numbers by percentage. You go down the invoice and all this stuff. It is what it is. But to hear a person that, or to hear about a person that I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help them because they doing the same thing I do. Every morning, basically, they go pick up a commodity, or they used to. They don't even do it no more, but they used to go pick up a commodity that I pick up just about every morning. Now, listen to me good, y'all. This commodity goes 205 miles, and we get another commodity in the afternoon, or possibly heavy, right at the limit that afternoon to bring it right back about 220 miles, including the deadhead, because the deadhead probably like 15 minutes. So include the deadhead, maybe 15, 20 minutes, go get it, come on back. We including the deadhead, all mile matter. Shout out my boy, all mile matter. Um, and come back, being basically did about 430 miles. It went from 430 to 460. Depending on which store you drop off at first. Anywhere from 430 to 460 round trip. And if you know you basically with the loading and everything, you can try about 500, 600 miles a day. So it ain't no crazy high paced day. But that is what I consider a out and back. Getting up early in the morning, getting to the first shipper, getting loaded, make the run, drop off, get unloaded, go to your afternoon pickup, wherever it may be. Hopefully it's close by. Pick that up and come right back the way you started. Park and be ready to deliver in the morning, unless that shipper stays over 24/7. You come in and get it off and go park and be ready to pick up the same commodity again and go back them same 204, 220 miles, whatever it is, and do that shit all the way over again in a cycle, in a circle, in a circle, in a circle. And like I said, it's kind of disparaging to hear that people are taking loads in the morning and go over there and drop it off. And for some reason can't get the reload happening in enough time, or simply don't know where the freight is to be located to get the reload, and simply deadheading back those same 205 miles, getting ready to reload again in the morning. And I'm just say I was shocked. These two high for that shit, y'all. And it made absolutely no sense to me. But then I had to ask, you got to put yourself in the person's shoes and see how could you possibly. That's what I do. I put myself in a person like their shoes and try and figure out how is it possible to make that make sense to me. So I'm a person that in that situation, I'm riding down the highway in my truck, worried about what this dude got going on, because the person that called me was one of the brokers that I deal with pretty heavy. He was like, "Man, I want to get old boy. You remember him back on this again?" But he says he goes over there, he deadhead back, and with the price of diesel, he can't afford to do that. I said, "Shit, at the price of diesel, I can't afford to do that. I ain't gonna do it." So it hits me, and I start doing the math, which is really easy. If you take something over here, let's just say it pays shit $900, and it goes those same 200 miles, and you go over there and drop it off, and you come back with the same 200 miles. and you're not getting paid anymore, and it's the same like $900, you just made $450 one way, 450 the other way, and you just took your rate per mile and slashed it by 50%. Even though you was empty coming back and you got great fuel mileage, people say that shit all the time. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool because that's a way out. I'd rather get great fuel mileage empty than pull bullshit. I'm not gonna do it. But in those type of situations, you wonder how can a person sustain when the math does itself. Let's just say that it is $900 and you do that 5 days a week and you deadhead back on 4,500 dollars a week. I mean, in a perfect world, $4,500 a week would be enough to sustain. But at the current price of diesel and the fact that you're probably getting about 5 miles to the gallon, and I'm just using a semi for example, you would probably uh let's see, four times five, about 2,300 miles a week at about 2,200 dollars out of your 45. That's about 50% of what you spent. 50% of what you made, you spent in fuel. So that doesn't make sense. And like I said, it's kind of hard to imagine that somebody would do that, but you got to think about also there's a lot that contributes into a person doing that. So me riding down the highway, I'm trying to, yeah, doing good to get 6 miles a gallon. Yeah, most times because biodiesel sucks and it just don't burn the same. So they cheating you either way. It's just water whip. They cheating you either way. So it's not gonna get what it projected. And then you got the newer trucks that get it, but the same time they telling you getting 8.9 miles to the gallon, let's talk about the DEF you have to pump to supplement that. You're not getting that per gallon because they'll never tell you how many miles per gallon you getting on the DEF. It's going away at the same time and it costs just as much as diesel. You just buy it in smaller quantities. So if you save a gallon here, a gallon there, you just go pump 5 gallons of DEF and make up the difference right then and there. That's the biggest load of shit I ever seen in the industry right there. They need to stop. They need to really stop. They need to just need to stop, or either they need to get that system all the way right. If they can't get it all the way right, they need to stop. They need to stop because they ruining some careers for some truck drivers. That's why I refuse to buy a truck that even look like it got that shit on it. I'm not even going the direction of that. I'm paper truck. I'm pre-emission. I'm gonna do that to the end until they say you can't do it no more. When it turned into coming California over here in Mississippi, I shall be out of truck and I will not do it. Never. That for real. I'm not putting my company, my family at risk on that dumb shit. Yeah, if you're leasing trucks and you got 10 and you're on scale into 20, you could take the risk of three trucks being in the shop at the same time because you're doing volume. Well, do that, but I'm not rolling like that. I am not. So let's do a little small breakdown of these numbers because if you think about it, if you work 15 days and you go over there and do it out in the back, without no back, you're doing an out and you're just coming back. That's 45. 2 weeks, that's 9. And 3 weeks, that's 13.5. 13.5. So okay, boom. You 13.5, 15 days. And let's just say you do like me, you get that 24/7 drop on a Saturday and drop off at Newcourt. Like I took y'all with me that Saturday. That's why that number kind of jump a little bit on the daily because I slip a day in, which was a half a day, but it paid awesome. Ooh, it paid good. Uh but you think about that 13.5 in the midst of basically spending what I spent in diesel. So let's go. I did 32,475, $32,475 on 16 days of working. Okay. In the course of them 16 days of working, I was basically pulling up and pumping 1,000 every time and just seeing how many gallons I could get. And then toward the end of the week, I was just pumping frivolous amounts just to keep it over a half because I was kind of threatening to go into Louisiana with a load. And I'm just gonna say this: Louisiana diesel sucks because it's water law, different stuff go on down there with the diesel. So I don't like to buy diesel, put that shit in my truck. out of Louisiana. I try and get it on the way in and get it on the way out. I don't like to touch their diesel. So anyway, I spent $600, $780 doing that out in the back. And I did a couple of Alabama to Louisiana, and then Louisiana back to Mississippi, which led to more concrete going to Alabama, which led to more stuff going to Louisiana, which led to more stuff coming back up to the concrete, which led to that triangle being a triangle that I was going ham. Which I'm actually finna go do that same triangle, but a little bit better tomorrow. We're gonna go across there with the commodity that we be getting in the morning for a bando on them 205 mile. We're gonna stay at Bando. We'll get the Bando, and then we're gonna get up under some aggregate on pallets. They're running about 440 miles. Gonna slide on over there almost to St. Charles, Louisiana for the 2200. Hmm. And what I did today, the reason I ain't called some people or I got tied up was even though I been off, you see, I got my little high visibility on. I got my load for tomorrow, which is their commodity. And I went over there and preloaded myself at my leisure time by 2:30, 3 o'clock today. Took my wife out to eat. Did a little moving around, sent some money out to all the operators as I should. And you know what I'm saying? Got on back to the crib. But the truck is in the yard over there, fully loaded, strapped down, full of diesel. I'm talking about running over full of diesel, ready to go. So when I pull up out in the morning with my little truck and get in my big truck, it gonna be by 7 o'clock in the morning when that truck get finished warming up, and I'm finishing my pre-trip, and I'm gonna be pulling out headed to Alabama at 7 o'clock in the morning instead of heading to the commodity to be loaded and probably getting out of there about 9:30 with the line and getting loaded and the time that it takes and miscellaneous stuff that happens in morning traffic and accidents and all that. By the time I would normally be pulling out of the fence with that commodity to head to Alabama, I should be crossing the state line into Alabama. Can you see how I set myself up, church? Can I get amen? Can you see how I'm just saying this ain't rocket science, but at the same time, it's certain stuff you do that ain't nobody gonna tell you to do, and you gotta be a self-starter. You just do. You know one thing, this is gonna help because the person or the shipper that has the aggregate that's running at what is that? I just say 500 miles. Yeah, I round it up. And that's $4 and about a nickel, $4 5, $4.10 a mile on 42,000 pound, which is about 7,000 pounds lighter than what I normally carry. Take a 4 foot tarp, nothing. And last month they was running it up out of there for right around 1850, right about $3 and some change a mile. And I said that just won't work this time, Mr. Broker. So you know how I roll. I roll with these commodities and this in peak season. So, you know what I'm saying? I know you need trucks real bad because this a load that people don't like to run because they hear tarp and they run away. But get what? I'm gonna need 2250 to ease it on down there. They said 2200. I ain't arguing with them. But at the same time, we'll talk up on the fact that by the time it's about 11:30 in the morning. I be in Birmingham unloaded. By 1 o'clock, I should be 1:30. I should be loaded with the aggregate. Maybe say 2 o'clock, fully tarped and headed out on a 6 hour drive, which I'll be done about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, which leaves you an extra hour. See, I told you I crank truck up, get up out of there by 7. I got a clock that lasts to 9. I mess off at the ship. I'm gonna take my wife with me. We're gonna stop and get something to eat and everything. And I'm gonna pull up at right about 8 o'clock with an hour left on my daily clock and about 45 minutes left on my drive clock. I'm tell you, I've been doing this shit for a while. This shit ain't like there really some good like I really do this, y'all. And that's how I plan my days. Listen to me good, and I'm gonna pull up by 8, 8:30, 9 at the latest p.m. tomorrow night. Be sitting at the ship When they wake up in the morning with a load already established that I'm gonna get while I'm driving down there on the phone, coming right back up to Jackson, hopefully the new core that drop off on Saturday, so I have a completely empty trailer and do this all over again Monday through Friday again. See now where you feel by not fueling in Louisiana. Oh, I fuel up in Macomb, Mississippi instead of fueling up in Louisiana. I fuel up in Mobile, Alabama, and I will fuel up in Gulfport, Mississippi. And I'm gonna tell you how I've been so disrespectful lately. I ain't cared. I told y'all I ain't caring nothing about the F-350 owners, the F-250 owners, the F-150 diesel owners, the Dodge 1500 diesel owners at the regular service station. I've been pulling up in the service station weighing 79.8 with the MasterCard still hanging all off the back, flag hanging, strobe lights rolling, and candles inside the air cleaner burning like a motherfucker, pulling up at your regular fuel station. Then I got the audacity to go up the road, turn around, and pull right back up at that same fuel station and fill the other tank up, man. I ain't really been playing no game with these folk about this fuel or none of this stuff. Cause get what? I was doing stuff like that before. I still wasn't going to truck stop 100% of the time because they get beside themselves from time to time. A lot of people just started noticing Fury last week, 2, 3 weeks ago. I've been looking at Fury since 2018. Really, I've been looking at Fury since 2012. Shit, 2012 when they had acting real funny, got sideways. I said, okay. Back in 2004 and 5 when they got sideways, man. I remember when Fury gas was 89 cents and diesel was 64. I remember when gas was 89 cents and diesel was 20 something cent cheaper than gas. At the Texaco, you can go anywhere in America, as anybody over the age of 35 that came up and paid attention, especially anybody born in the 70s, but the 80s, the people that lived through the 90s, fuel gas was regular gas was like 91 cents. When I was a little kid, that regular gas like 91, 92 cents. You get $10 worth of gas and go to Jupiter. Listen, listen to me good. See, these folks don't know nothing about this shit. Y'all on here, y'all know. Throw up a one in the comment where you can actually with pride pull up and say, "Let me get salmon on pump 9. Let me get salmon on pump 9," and actually like drive from like fucking your hometown to the next biggest hometown, go to a game, ride around they town, kick it, go to the club, and drive back home on the same $7 worth of gas, and that shit like an hour away from your house. I'm talking spend the day in a whole nother town, ride around 3, 4 hours, then come all the way back to your town, ride around another 30, 40 minutes before you had to go get some more gas. I'm talking about $7. I remember when $15 worth of gas was way too much gas. Yeah, I'm talking about way too much. I'm talking about $15. Man, if you pull up and pump a dub, I'm gonna stand around and look at you because they know ain't all that ain't gonna fit, bro. I don't know nothing about his car. Why he finna put $20? 20 with the whole 20 gallon with the tank in a big car. You might have had 23, 24 gallon tank and you ain't ran it on zero before you came in there. So they really looking at you like, what is he finna do with this $20 at this gas pump? And now you put 20 in that motherfucker. That's what you doing today? that what that what we doing today? $20. That what we doing today? I'm a diesel. I take fuel pressure. I'm gonna get a stumble. If you that what we doing? $20. I'm gonna get that stumble. I'm gonna drop an injector on your weekend. Come on. I'm gonna suck the trash up. So said all that to say is developing a lane. And right now is a terrible time for most people that haven't been in consideration of cost control to actually develop a lane. 25 cent you was cut the back. Hilla Hard went way back on me. Hold on. Hilla Hard, 25 cent you was cut the front of the backyard. $5 for the front, $5 for the back, dollar cut. Oh man, $4 dollar cut at least 4 yards on a good Saturday. Man, I'm talking about you were grinding, boy. Boy. Hey, I'm telling you, man. And that what it was, man. I remember when $3, $2, $3, $4 get you a haircut. I remember they'll line you up. They at least line you up for like $2, $3. There's a $100 line up right now, big dad. I don't know what the inflation rate on that shit is, but it is what it is. And so let me get back to developing that lane because with the numbers we just said, okay, 32,000, 6,700 worth of diesel, 16 days. That equate to like a couple $1,000s a day, John. What are you trying to say? How is it possible that you get a couple $1,000s a day? You know what I'm saying, in this climate, you know what I'm saying? And how is it possible for me to get a couple $1,000s a day, especially with a semi? And how is it possible for me to get $1,000 a day with my high side, whether it be non-CDL or CDL, and actually not go crazy with these miles because the fuel is going crazy. And that's where we come to the point where we say things like developing a lane. And a lot of people think that developing a lane is simply figuring out who shifts something one direction and who shifts something the other direction. That's a part of it. But one of the biggest concerns is who shifts something one direction and who shifts something the other direction that is profitable for me. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter who send what which way. Are you gonna be crazy enough to carry for what they're trying to get you to carry for if the numbers aren't right? So what does that mean? Well, Jonathan, that means that over a course of time, you have to sacrifice for a lane. And hold up, wait a minute. You got to sacrifice. I already spent all this money and did all this stuff. You got to sacrifice for a lane. What the hell you talking about sacrificing for a lane? Hmm. Okay. Well, what I call sacrificing for a lane is it has a lot to do with your mental state and it has a lot to do with your financial stability. That's why I say this is one of the worst times where a lot of people that need to be starting to try and do what I'm finna tell y'all to do, not gonna be able to do it because their money ain't gonna sustain it and their mental ain't gonna sustain it because they done dug themselves into some holes that is kind of hard to get out of. And you need to run stuff that produces money immediately, right now, daily basis, move for move. You can't miss a beat because you done put yourself in a bad position. This shit might not apply for you. But for some people that have probably pumped their brakes or haven't got started yet, or they out there and they see this shit imminently coming, this is for you. This is to help you sidestep this fucking brick wall that's coming. All my mouth said that why you stay in that lane. Because the shit pay bill, make money, and make sense. But like all my mouth said staying in your lane, those lanes have to be developed. And once you develop them, you stay in them because you took time and you sacrificed to develop them. So let's go to sacrificing for a lane. This ought to be a video in itself. Give me a one if my comments come. I mean, if my sound coming in, quality pretty good. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Give me a one in the comments. I shot strong one. We finna talk about sacrifice. The shit don't nobody want to do. No, no, it don't make sense. All the money out here, why would I pass up money or miss opportunities where I think I could make money to sacrifice and that don't get me money? Man, you tell me to do stuff that don't get money. Man, I'm finna stop watching this channel. That dude telling me to do stuff that don't get money. Wait a minute. Hold up. This song been telling me how to do stuff. He finna tell, yeah, I'm finna tell you some shit that don't get money, but it gonna get you some money. Cause then when you learn how to slow down so you can speed up. See, I learned that in street. When you slow down and really evaluate what's going on, you sidestep a whole lot of bullshit. You get a whole lot of gravy, and then get what? Why you slowing down the speed up? There's so many folks speedballing besides you. They just gonna fuck over theyself. They ain't even in your way no more. You ain't had nothing to do with their downfall or nothing. You just sat there and slowed up for a minute and they ran off the same cliff everybody else been running off for. Not your fault. Hey, he asked you to do that. Yeah, shit do that. You just had sense enough to slow down a little bit, peep what really going on, and understand right now ain't always what it is. It's most of the time this shit really a game of chess where you try to be about 2, 3 moves ahead. If you if you're smart, you try to be about 2, 3 moves ahead for real. So sacrificing, sacrificing for a lane. Hmm. Well, one of the biggest things you're gonna have to know in order to develop a lane is that especially in a semi, you're gonna have a centralized starting point, which in most cases is gonna be the town in which your business resides or which your home resides. Hmm, concept. So I don't want to make my unless the town I live in is fucking an hour away from civilization. I gotta do that. I don't want to make the place where always come in to drop or the place I'm always picking up to go out to these particular places to be really far away from my house because a lot of times I come in and it's been a long day and I don't feel like getting out of the truck and driving an hour and a half. Okay, so that makes a whole lot of sense. And I'm really speaking more so to the semi guys right now, but the high shot guys, this totally applies. Um, Close proximity. I oftentimes say that a lot of freight moves right under your nose every day. You just didn't know where that truck was coming from when you pass it going to Dunkin' Donuts every morning. It seems like keep seeing this same company or this same truck 3, 4 times a week passing through, or the same hot shot guy coming through with the same load of black pipes, little corrugated pipes, plastic. They coming through like gangbusters, but it never really hits you until you start doing this, and then by that time you're so busy on the load board trying to figure out, where all this crazy money on YouTube is coming from that you fail to realize that most of that money is sitting right around your house. A lot of it, a lot of it sitting by your house. So part of getting that lane started is getting out of there. Well, Jonathan, that sounds pretty good. That ain't much sacrifice at all. Find somebody that's shipping out. Okay, let's buy my house. Okay, I can take a day off of work and go around, make some service calls, drum up a little business, probably drop some business cards in some places, do some stuff like that, give me a little website, drop some shit on them. Hey, drum up something. Anything might help. Hey, that's good shit, Jonathan. Okay, that's cool. But let's go a little bit farther on it. Okay. We got a guy. You got a guy that's shipping out. You got a broker even maybe that's shipping out of that area. They got a constant customer that, really some customers just use brokers because they don't want to have to deal with truck for truck type deals. So they use brokers. Brokers get the job done. They make money. You make money. Okay. They got the broker. So the broker says, hey, we got this coming out every week because you ran like two or three of them. But in the beginning, when you start running the 2 or 3 loads out of that area, one of the biggest things you realized was I'm going to a place that's not familiar. It's not my hometown. And that leads me to another point I want to make. And if my sound is coming in good, give me a one in the comments. Another point I want to make about this area that you're going into that you don't know anything about is if you're concentrating on making a lane that consists of an out and a back, you want to make your radius something that can be done in the time it takes to go out and back. So, in the consideration of time, you want to consider miles because you can only do a certain amount of miles in a certain amount of time. So, you might want to limit that radius to about 500 miles. Hmm. Jim, I'm talking like Coach Carter, not the shiny kind. I was shooting them shots at the gym. 500 miles, yo. And you'll come to realize that even with the high shot, especially CDL, and even with the big rigs, that most successful flatbed companies operate around about a 500-mile radius. This hints at some of the reason why it's possible with Progressive to only get two operating ranges on your insurance policy, either 500 miles or unlimited. And that ain't just limited to flatbed, that's reefer and dry van and all that there. That's why people make terminals. Ooh, epiphany moment. That's why trucking companies have terminals in different sectors of the country. They have some in the northeast, northwest, the central west, the south, and all that there, so they can run insurance on a 500-mile radius. People like that ain't that much cheaper. Yeah, over the course of 100 trucks, 1,500 trucks, it is a lot cheaper. And it adds up to be a Bentley. That would add up to be it. Add up to be a fucking Bentley. You got 1,000 trucks and you saving that kind of money. It add up to be a fucking Range Rover and a house. Dig it. Dig what I'm saying now. Okay. So 500 mile. That's max. That's max. Like I told you, I run a max about 460 every day. Leave me good enough time. If I could run 400, even 420 for the same amount of money, I would love to do that. Some days I do that because, like I said, the different stores that I drop off are in different parts of the Birmingham area. It said Birmingham, but it's not Birmingham. It's Hoover, it's Pelham, it's Fairfield, it's sometimes Jasper, uh, Crestwood, Crestview, Trustville, different places like that. So I don't nitpick about the 20 miles, 30 miles, or back taking away 15 miles and all that. I do the median of the mile. So yeah, some days I'm running grand total, especially if it's Advance, a Fairfield Advance. I run 200 miles. Well, really like 198 miles, and then I deadhead 15 miles back towards Mississippi to Vance and pick that up and run a grand total of about 416 miles round trip whole day back at home like 4:30 to 6:30 depending on loading and unloading and stuff like that. 4:30 6:30 every day. But people hear that and be like, boy, you be hustling. But what they don't hear about and what a lot of folks don't talk about, which I came to talk about, is what about all those times when the guy that had me taking the load out of Mississippi, going over there to Alabama, had me going over there, and I didn't know nothing. I really didn't know nothing about Alabama. I was learning. I was seeing what comes out of there and what I'm willing to haul for what. And it was a trial and everything, the way you kind of learn about 5 or 6 people that's got stuff moving out of their place, and the brokers that are pretty much fighting over all 6 of these shippers' freight. So you kind of get to learn who's getting pitted against who when it comes to brokers and who pays a little bit better. And you know what I'm saying, who really has the tackle on the shipper, because some brokers are just they the second, third, fifth party. Like they the low man on the total pole, even regard to the shipper, to the point where they got certain brokers where they'll give them a million different changes of appointments, give them any appointment time they want to get, and do all that because they got confidence in their service as they should your service. But you got some brokers that haven't been doing it long, or haven't been integral in showing integrity in certain ways where they just shit, them folks will cancel their load. I done got loads. I'm telling you just like this. I pick up a certain commodity in the Vance area and bring it back over this way. That it's been numerous occasions where I pulled up and something happened and my load wasn't quite ready, but they had another load going to the same place, the same receiver and everything. But that load belonged to another company that was coming the next day. Get what they did? They scratched their name off that paper, put my company name on that paper, loaded my truck, and got that shit up out of here. And the broker had to call one of y'all out there and tell y'all in that day, you know that load counts. That load ain't never counts. I'm say that and keep on going. That load ain't counts. Ain't nothing got what I said. This shit got to move regardless. So they know there's a truck sitting out there, there's a load gotta go, and before they pay a truck order non-use or something like that, penalty for having their truck pull up, they're gonna put something on there, and it might be your load for tomorrow. So be it. But those type of things happen in the course of sacrificing and learning learning the lane. You go over there, deal with a couple of brokers that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? They oh man, the load council, they done found somebody to do it for cheaper, or the load actually did get shifted off of them because they are nobody broker. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, you didn't get the money, but shit like that be happening, you sacrifice. That's a day where when the shit happen like that, you get your truck order non-use, call the broker, get your Raycon sent over for that, dead head back home, eat the shit, get up the next morning, grab another load, come across here again, try another ship or another broker on your way over here, and come on back with something. It might be Tuesday this time. You come back with something and you go back over there, but that load doesn't move every day. So you come back over here and you look at something else Wednesday, and because you was a little late getting out of there this morning with your aggregate or whatever your commodity was coming over there, you was a little late dropping out maybe 2 o'clock, and by the time you got loaded it was 3:30, and you call the people for a load, and they say everybody that you call stops shipping at 3:30. It's over. Okay, well, damn, it's Wednesday, so that's Monday and Wednesday. You eat that shit, you pack it up, you learn something, you bring your ass back to the house, you get that same commodity, you go back over there on Friday, you learned a little something else, and you pick up some. Well, yeah, Thursday, and you pick up something, and you bring it back, and you start to link up chains. Then next week, instead of having something coming back on your back Tuesday and Thursday, now you got something on your back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You ain't missed but 2 days bringing something back. Probably by week 3 or 4, you get a little bit more consistent. But then the commodity change. They ain't shipping that back to Mississippi no more. So you got to swing on some more shippers and receivers to fill up those gaps because you got your outbound pretty much solid, but your inbound, you got to stitch that together. And then you finally, by week 4, land on somebody that say, hey, man, we got them coming back from there every day for the next 3 weeks. And then you call that first dude that got stuff going over there and be like, hey, man, how long them certain commodity keep going back over there? Well, we got enough to run a month. I mean, I was just saying, I call you and check on you, but we got enough to run probably about another 40 of them. We got enough to run a month. All right, send me 5 every week and keep me 5 every week coming until I tell you different. And the man over there, keep me 5 coming every week, or at least 4 coming every week where I can come back across there. And you'll come to find out that you have used your time immensely better than some of even the mega carriers. That's a great combination. Uh, yep. I gotta agree with you, Julian. And also, hey man, just for you guys that's on the live and people that might watch it, you might want to check out the community section. You might want to check out the Instagram. We most definitely, I ain't gonna say we, I got an owner operator that got a truck for sale. Got a truck for sale. Pretty Western stock. Some of y'all call it Big Nipsey. We said we weren't gonna call it that because that was his truck, and we more definitely had respect and wishes on that. But we got Blue Western Star 2004, 14.1 Detroit, uh, pre-emissions, 13 speed, 355s in the rear end. Probably got like $5,000 box on the back of it. Awesome sleeper. Everything works. Cold air, hot heat. Been pulling 60, 70, 80,000 pounds. Doing what it do. Just came back from El Paso. Been down there in Florida. Y'all seen it pull some oversized stuff, and truck run good, man. Like I said, 13 speed, cruise control, all that old good stuff. I want to say, and I can't 100% put my hand on it because I be keeping up with my stuff a little bit more. But I think there was some motor work did on that truck before we got it. Head work, and the overhead ran, and some more stuff did to that work. But you had to holler at the owner uh, about that. And if you want to check it out, take a moment, look in the community. You'll see a picture of it. It has his phone number at the bottom. He wants $60,000 or best offer. And I'm gonna be honest with you, in their market, I feel like that's it's a really good truck because, like I said, it's got new meat all the way around, new brakes all the way around, pulling ass motor, don't run hot, pull the hills, all out there in West Texas with the heat in, with the air conditioner on, running all night over here with the freezing cold, pulling the mountains. We went to like I said, we've been to Florida and a lot of more places that does not disappoint. What rears are in the peak, perhaps? 355. Yep, 355. 355 in that peak. Um, yeah, like I said, you run around down on the highway probably about 71, 72 miles an hour, about 1500 RPM, 71, 72. Some of them depending on exactly what tire on the truck, it'll stand up right there, 1500 RPM at 70. At 70. So that's good cruising RPM where you right over the torque, right there at the beginning of the horsepower, and that really productive in pulling hills and stuff like that. Like I said, it's 13 speed, so you know when it's time to downshift, it ain't nothing but a flick of the wrist. Oh, the flick of the wrist, the flick of the wrist, the flick of the wrist. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, that's something for you guys to ponder and wonder and salivate over. You know that you might want to check out and look. And I'm gonna actually drop some more pictures. If you friend with me on Facebook or something like that, you can check that out. It's on my Facebook, Instagram, and in the community. But back to the sacrifice of the lane, okay? Because everybody say they want a lane that run by their house and they can be at home every day like the High Shy Haven. Uh, well, you gotta do what I did. Not make 35, 45,000 dollars in a month gross for a few months, or either delve it off into the last week of the month, into the first week of the next month, and try and do the best you can to shift that around. But the money the same. You ain't doing them a fool of yourself. It's a sacrifice that got to happen. You know what I'm saying? If you want to develop that, and like I say, that's some people like, but that's the slow way. You just call around and yada yada yada. If you don't get out there and run it yourself and see for yourself what actually is happening in comparison to what you're doing as opposed to what the market doing and what the other broker doing and what the shipper says is happening and going on, you really walking around in the dark bumping into shit. You don't know where you stand. I know for a fact when I got a broker call me on my phone on some personal shit off his own cell phone, not the number at the office, and be like, "Man, you gotta help my partner. We try and get him back on these things, and we want to see him be profitable, man. You already told me what you going over there doing." And see, the crazy thing about it, I be so straight up with these folks, ain't nothing they can do about it. I straight up, yeah, what? I straight up tell these folks what I be making on the back haul. Or if they call the back haul, or my trip up out of there, or my trip over there, my day. And I said, yeah, man, yeah, I'm doing a round and about back and forth for you for about 2,500, not including what the other person doing in the evening is about $2,500 a turn every day, and we doing about 11,000 change every week, and I ain't driving nothing but the same 2,300 mile we been doing. So I don't want to hear that shit. A whole lot of folks say a lot of shit about trucking, but when you could call and be 100, and they can call and be 100, and get what? Ain't nobody hating on nobody because they know I pull my shit up and just go do something else. I ain't got to pull your shit. See, I can tell you that same stuff. You put that in your pipe and smoke it, and then we both can still be mutually cool about it, but I ain't got to pull your shit. So, with that being said, yeah, we talk. So, we talk. And like I said, you got people that not understanding that every time you actually come up with an L or you come back empty handed today, That was a teachable moment. That was a learning experience type of day for you to go back and look at that load board, and as you go screenshot stuff that's in the area and figure out why you didn't get that load. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't get a lot of loads. I'm gonna tell you. That's some real shit. Jumping out of gym one more time for y'all. Why I didn't get a lot of loads is because I didn't understand at first how a certain commodity that comes back from over there every day is shipped. We all know stuff needs appointments. We all know that stuff has appointment time. But how many of y'all know that certain things don't book on today? Certain stuff was booked yesterday. So it was some days that I didn't know that I could have pre-booked some stuff. Knowing that I'm gonna be right back over there the next day, I just call and be like, "Y'all moving that?" It's like, "Nah, all of them gone for the day. We got some." They might say we got some for tomorrow. They might not say they got some for tomorrow. But you turn around and look at the load board and you see the same broker with that same load again for tomorrow. And something hits you and you like, that's the same load. It might not be. Call back. I call back, boom. Call back. Hey man, okay, can I book that same load for tomorrow? Oh yeah, we could book it for tomorrow. Those loads book a day ahead and have appointment times that have to be slotted in one day ahead. Oh, you don't say. Hold up, what is does it have to be exactly 24 hours or can I just be ahead by at least a day? Oh, really? Can I get the rest of the week booked up at the same time every day because I'll be back in the same time in the same place every day? I'm talking it's a moment. You get on the phone and be like, oh shit. And you start counting. You start counting. That when you be in your head, you start really be like, I'm make 45 come over. 45 come over. Sit down. 45 come over. 25. Oh, that's 75 coming back and 45 coming over. My back hall pay more than my what? That's why I say I hate that word. Y'all don't say that word. Ain't no such thing as a back haul because the broker don't know where you stay. Broker just know this shit got to be moved, and the shipper know it got to be moved. And depending on if your lane is stressed out or not, and they don't like to run your lane, or they don't like to run that particular material, the shipper will get the picture soon enough, and they up the price. You just need to be in place on time and accounted for. For real. For real now. And you be like, man, hold up, man. Ain't no damn way they paying. Hold up, you said they paying 1,300 to bring that back. So do 305 days a week. That 1,500 right there. Just the extra off that more than almost the cost of 3 days of that diesel. Dr. 2,500 round. Get what? We got one for sale for you. 60 band. Get in gear. Come on, Mississippi. Test drive that thing. Check out the community post and get up with my guy Johnny. Yep, Johnny, let you know what the deal is and when he can meet you back. I think Johnny in LA right now. So yeah, he swooped off of LA and I've been on vacation. I'm finna come out like a bad motherfucker. Give me about probably about 40. Nah, probably about 38. I say for real, realistically, 38, $3,900 in a solid ass 32 hour. And I'm be sleep like 10 of them, 12 of them. But yeah, if I come out and do that on the Thursday, Friday, boom, 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 till like straight from Mississippi to Alabama, Alabama to Louisiana, Louisiana back to Jackson. And it could either be Preco, US Steel Warehouse, or Newcore, and either one of them could get dropped off Friday night or Saturday morning. They probably ain't gonna want to pay about 800 to bring that back up, but we already got 31 already juju. So, like I said, I ain't nobody playing, but motherfucker playing, and they gonna be on like 32 hours. Then I'll come home and do the whole vacation thing. So I stayed out 5 days, worked 2 days, be off another two. Yep, 2 days, come back, work five more. That ain't bad. Finish the month out like that, and be to work about 4 weeks out of five. That ain't bad. Get my real same 20 days I've been getting in. Y'all know if y'all been on chat, y'all already know what it is. We work for 20 days a month. We might work 24, but at the same time, the other 4 days just lollygagging because it belonged to me. That shit all the way belonged to me. If I work over 20 days a month, every damn day, I don't give a damn if I put fuel in the truck, then I'm not counting none of that. All that belonged to me. 'Cause I didn't do that. Cause I sacrifice. I go over there, run back and forth, even when ain't nothing shaking. Learn as we go, and then I slow down. So now I speed up, and while everybody crying, act like motherfucker trying to put a lane together and can't really just seem to do it because the stress of diesel killing them, and they can't afford to come back empty-handed. So they bring garbage back and call it a back haul every day. I go over there for the 9, and I come back for the 7. When I go over there for the 9, and I come back for 13, 14, 1500. Same load. Same load a lot of them pull it. Same old I paying these folks on that cat pass a lot of them on the highway every day while they empty. I'm coming back heavy as a motherfucker school right on past them up the hill. Mm, up the hill. Cause they over there trying to run 55 to save some fuel to get back while they running empty while I got that hammer down. I ain't studying this shit, man. Boy, if I worry about some fuel, boy, I wouldn't have bought a Peterbilt with a caterpillar in it. Oh my. Hmm. And that come after them Freightliner with them good old Detroit 60 series. And a shout out D over there in San Antonio. Been going absolutely insane. I've been booking him some crazy shit. And they been calling back and booking some more crazy shit because they like how we get out. They like how we do business. And that dude ain't ran. Listen to me good. I'm gonna say his average rate per mile so far from last month to this month, average now, all miles included, average is probably about 12 to $17 a mile. Y'all think I'm bullshit. Y'all think I'm lying. Y'all think what y'all want to think, man. I be screenshotting some of the stuff that he puts on Facebook because, like I said, I don't never speak up on them people money. I let them folks tell their own story and live they trucking out how they live they trucking out. I ain't come here to cloud the water and tell y'all we made $1 million. Uh, it's good, cool, it good clickbait. It make you interested in what we doing, but I ain't gotta say that. If you just look at what I'm doing and realize that I'm showing these folks and they doing exactly what they doing because they know what's the real and what's going on, and they know this company ain't no joke when they get on the phone. Even when these folks get on the phone and talk to brokers and stuff, man, those that are in the company that do have that privilege and that right to talk to some brokers about some, no, they know we ain't playing, and they know I gotta sign it. And they know I'm not signing bullshit. I'm not. So get what? When a broker call their phone and they looking for a little taste of work over there in West Texas, over there by San Antonio last weekend, they said, "Hey man, we need a truck to come out and work Friday. Probably take them 7 8 hours, and we're gonna need them to lay over Saturday, probably 7 or 8 hours. And we're doing a little moving project out there." I said, "What you moving?" He said, "They're moving a crane." So I said, "You need a truck for 2 days to move a crane?" I'm like, "How far you moving it?" And he's like, "Cross the field." I'm like, "What you mean cross the field?" Uh, cause he ain't want to say it, cause he know I know better. Yeah, we moving it from windmill to windmill, cause we're putting up windmills. I said, "Oh, a wind farm." He's like, "Yeah, a wind farm." Oh, okay. Hmm. So pray tell, what's the distance between each windmill? Like roughly 1,500 yards. Okay. And what other type of trucks, are going to be on site? Oh, we got some RGNs. We got We got an RGN that has 9 axles. Uh, okay, that's what's up. And how many step decks you need? Because in my mind, the gears are turning, and I'm talking about this shit is like almost bananas enough that it was like Wednesday when they called about this, that I would have actually dropped what I was doing and pulled a load to San Antonio just to get in line with this shit. This how serious it had got because I was on the phone talking to him, and I'm feeling them out, and I know what's going on. I know what's going on out there, man. So he's like, yeah, it's about 1,500 meters, about 1,500 meters, 1,500 yards or whatever from site to site. And me being familiar with wind farms, I've driven through a lot of them. I know those things about 300 feet off the ground. So you like, it's not a small crane. It's not a regular crane. There are a lot of extensions and counterweights and all type of stuff. This is a real live move. So I'm like, I look at where D was in relationship to the town that he was talking, and it was probably like 40 miles, maybe 45 miles. And truck need to be monopolized for about 8 hours a day, we say 16 hours. Uh about 16 hours. And we going out our way because we finna do some stuff that I know for a fact really pays. Put a one in the comment if you know certain stuff you get on the phone. If you do this, when they start talking about it, you be like, "Oh, this shit really pay." I'm not offended, man. I'm not cutting nobody no slack about the goddamn thing about this one. This no Lord. They want me to move gold nuggets. Gold fucking wait a minute, gold nuggets? That's how I feel like, man. You want me to move platinum bars? What kind of cargo does that take? Got platinum bars? That's what we moving today. How I felt. I was like, these motherfuckers just don't know who they playing with. Okay, what we're gonna need to do, Mr. Broker, is establish some things because I know that those moves normally take 2 days, but sometimes they take 3 days, depending on what exact crane footing they're using. They ain't moving the windmill. They moving the stuff that it take to put up a windmill. So they basically move that thing 1,500 feet, and then it sits there for another week or so while they build it. Then they move it another 1,500 feet to the next spot, and they build another one. So I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, how often that shit gonna move? And we're gonna need we're gonna need about $500 to pull up. Mind you, that dead here like 44 miles. We're gonna need $500 to pull up empty. We're gonna need about $1,500 a day at my current rate of what I feel is fair for a driver and his time to pay a driver, the truck and the diesel and all that, about $190 an hour. So I need $1,500 a day on them 8 hours. 'Cause I know even though we ain't going number 1,500 feet, you could do one of those an hour. And I'm gonna need $500 more for the leave, for the pull out, for the go back to the house. And yeah, because my driver got a pretty good deadhead to come over there from where he is. Cause these folks don't know where you at. Should I have been a damn fool and be like, my driver ain't nothing but 40 to 30 minutes away, man. You just give me a couple $100 and we get on over there. Or better yet, just give me shit, we do 3,000 for those 2 days and just call it even. And that's really nowhere on the deadhead. Pat yourself on the back, boy. I made 3,000 in 2 days and yada yada yada. And this that I didn't have to do. It's not about that. It's not about the rate per mile. It's about what it costs to do the job. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna keep saying it, and we're gonna keep stacking the check up over here real fast on y'all ass. That's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna keep understanding how trucking really work over here. as opposed to this $3, $4, $5 mile shit, just because people choose to run crazy long mile and you can brag about that, or you can stack up a bunch of parts and run some short mile and you can brag about that, because that is smart trucking. That really is smart trucking. If you can get your parcels on that boom, 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 and get them out boom, 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 and that does not take a week. Because see, the only thing that really screws up that mentality of trucking with a semi is the fact that if your mentality is to take 2 to 3 days to load this truck and then proceed to take a day or two to unload this truck, whatever you chose to put on that truck and stacked it up for those short amount of miles, you traded for the time of a week. So if you can get 9,000 on there in 3 days and get it off in 2 days, you made 9,000 this week on some super short miles. That is the bee's knees. That is the shit. I don't care who say it ain't the shit. That is the shit. But if it takes you 3 to 4 days to get it on, 3 to 4 days to get it off, you may have run short mile, but you was out resetting over the weekend and everything. You still worked the same week and a half everybody else worked for $9,000 when you could just went on back and forth to the house and did some regular shit and been half-ass mediocre, been at home all the time and everything, made the same $9,000 about 7 days. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Had the weekend off too. So different stroke, different folk, and it works on different levels for different folk. It ain't no specific way where you got to do this, but I'm telling you how to develop a out in the back. I mean, I'm telling you how to do that, and I'm telling you that a big old part of it is gonna be sacrifice that a lot of people ain't willing to do and not gonna be able to do right now at this moment. But they gonna have to really get out their feelings, have to pay themselves a little bit less for a while, and actually develop something to make a future and make it actually be feasible for you to do the type of stuff that I be doing because you ain't hung up on this shit. You know what I mean? Because even if you went out and did what I said, what old boy be doing, 4,500, come back in, cut that in half, 4,500, you probably spent 2,300 on diesel and made $1,200. There really ain't no money out the deals and to put up and do all this and that, the other. You should pay yourself $200 as that person. But they ain't gonna do that. As that person that week, you should pay yourself them $200, put them $1,000 up for the company, cause you done did your diesel and put your $1,000 up for the company, pay your weekly insurance out of that $1,000, put your $200 up and work again next week and do better. Make more money when you do better. But don't nobody want to do that. Everybody want to make more money while they learning how to do better. And then when it gets to the point where you're really doing better, and it's time to expand and get more shit and do more shit, everything got to be a brand new bill to you. You got to match the card out because you ain't learn how to manage no money yet. You just learn how to make some money. You ain't learn how to hold on to nothing. Not shit. So, like I said, it's the sacrifice that goes into building the lane. That's one of those things that people can't really tell you. They can give you strategies of how to go about building a lane, but I just straight up told you what it takes to build a lane. It takes some sacrifice, it takes some back and forth, it takes some feeling your way out and learning what moves, how often it moves, and who bullshitting and who ain't. It shit just don't happen all the time, bro. After you done had some time on your number, you don't chase the check no more. The check chase you, so people just be calling me all the time. They always be calling me, just like that load that going down there to sulfur. That shit right there, I didn't look on no load board. I been on vacation. I ain't been had my ass on what running out there for the last few days. I ain't been looking at that shit. My owner operator with the West Star, he on vacation. He in LA, so I ain't gotta look for no load for him. The Devon, he over there, he looking for stuff himself, and people calling me for stuff, and I'm sending the phone. I mean, I'm sending the messages right out there to him, and if he want it, he want it. If he don't, he don't. If he want it, I sign for it. You know what I'm saying? If he don't, he don't. I run the credit through out of it, but I ain't been looking on that board for this shit. This 3,100 they gonna have in there. 12 hours. That when the 31 gonna happen. I'm gonna have 39 probably by the end of them. Like I said, 30 something out 'cause I gotta stop and go to sleep. But bruh, them 3,100, Dude with the commodity told me just holler at him when I come off vacation. Let me know when you get ready to do it. So I hollered at him a day early, which was 2 days early. Day before yesterday, told him I'm gonna be back. Give me one for Thursday. But the only reason I did that was because another broker called me and said, "Hey man, we got this going down there for 1850." I said, "Let me get 2250." He said, "Give me 22." I said, "That's cool." And it's coming out of Bessemer, Alabama, in Birmingham. Uh-oh, can we get a connection? Birmingham. Do I know about stuff that leaves Mississippi and go to Birmingham every damn day? I sure do. Let me call my guy that told me soon as I get off vacation, let's get back to running this concrete. Boom. So I had the backhaul, which ain't a backhaul, it's going to Louisiana. I had the backhaul before I even had the outbound load. Shit happen like this sometimes because I wasn't looking for none of this. I just heard that and I was like, I know for a fact I can get to Birmingham on Thursday. And what better way to get to Birmingham and make sure all this stuff go fine is to preload my trailer Wednesday and go stick it in the yard. The ham, be ham. I love Birmingham. Yeah, Birmingham is a cool ass place. It got some of the worst hills. Like it's real mountains through Birmingham. And coming down through there is some of the worst hills for a truck that's fully loaded that actually come right to a stoplight. I don't know who approved this shit. I don't know who said it was cool, Crestwood, all of those shit up in there going to Silicaga and all that stretching through Birmingham. I don't know who approved that bullshit, who said that shit was cool, who said that shit was safe, but they lied. They fucking lied, y'all. They got some unrated grades in the Birmingham area where I know it's 7, 8% coming down into a well populated area. I'm talking shit crazy, man. Man, that shit like Dallas Talladega Super Speedway right through Birmingham. Shoo. You'll burn up some brakes like a son, bitch. Yeah, Colorado is worse. Colorado is worse. But I say this, Colorado at least let you come down the mountain and roll it out and you can engine brake and all this stuff, man. As soon as you turn the curve and come down the hill, there's the red light in Birmingham. It's a little different. I ain't gonna lie. Colorado got longer descents and stuff like that, and it's steep, but man, Birmingham is like stop and go traffic on that mountain. That's not good, bro. That's it's hectic. It's actually nerve wracking. How do the 14-1 handle ITV? What's ITV, Julia? Scottsdale, Kentucky. What's up, Jerome? What's up, brother? Man, you ain't missed too much, man. We talk a little bit about some lanes, a couple dollars, and a couple ways to circumvent some fuel and keep that diesel price around, 20%. And you know what I'm saying? It's maximizing time and miles and understanding what it is to really do it out in the back. And one of the biggest things I also say about out and back. Out and back doesn't consist of you leaving with something and coming back with it tomorrow. You might drop it off tomorrow morning, but you made it back or almost back to your beginning spot within that same 24-hour period. You didn't start a whole nother clock with the second part of that day on your truck again, unless you got so close that you an hour or two, baby. Oh, how did the 14 ones handle the hill? Perfectly fine. It be fully loaded, 78, 79,000, pull that hill respectively, maybe one downshift. That's Detroit. They ain't gonna pull it quite like a cat, but at the same time, yeah, it's pulling them hills. And like I said, with 40,000 on there, which is about 8,000 less than total mass gross, it really run up the hill. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of shocked about that. Little 40 around 40,000, 42, 43. Some bitch run up the hill around 48, 49, right there where they be overloading us in a little bit, but we don't be over because of the trailers. Uh, it don't struggle, but you know it's there. It's there. You absolutely know it's there, but nah, no struggles, no pains of really doing it. Like I said, Detroit engines, if you know trucks, you know Detroit engine is an engine that loves momentum and likes RPM. Like Caterpillar, you probably pull that same heel at about 15, 1600, and let that weight pull you back down to about 14, 13. You'll downshift again. With that Detroit, you'll probably run at that heel about 1750 and let it pull you down to about 14, 15 and bring it back to 1750. That horsepower, that motor, bring it back down to the torque curve where you ain't sitting on peak torque. You come bounce off peak torque and go back up to the horsepower, come down, bounce off the peak torque. Don't sit there and pull the heel at 1250, y'all. 1250, 1300. Don't do that, y'all. Stop. Please don't do that. 1200, 1250, almost less than 13. Don't sit there and pull that heel at that because y'all know they say it make peak torque right there. Yeah, it make peak torque, peak cylinder pressure, and it's at the peak of using the shit out your motor. I'm talking about that's the peak amount of pressure, the peak everything you can have on that engine. Well, that engine still will probably pull that heel at about two, 300 RPM higher and maybe 2 to 3 miles an hour slower, sometimes faster and not putting much strain on that engine, no connected rod bearings, that the pistons and everything, man, the head gasket and all that stuff. Most time you blow a head gasket not because of the head gasket itself, it's because of the combustion pressure and the dwell time of the piston at low RPM. When the RPM is really low, it makes a lot of torque because that piston comes up and it sits at top dead center as that injector fires for longer. So the effects of that kaboom has more effect on the piston. It presses it down harder because it stayed up there longer. If you're up in the high RPM, that piston passes by that counter fast and it just gets kicked in the ass and it keeps going. It gets kicked in the ass. But when you're going real, real slow RPM, that injector fires right before the piston gets there. So it's fighting. Then it goes over and it comes down. It provides a whole lot of cylinder pressure and a whole lot of torque, but it provides a whole lot of wear and tear and undue stress on that motor. So, like I say, people say what they want to say. Peak torque is peak torque, but peak torque is maximum cylinder pressure. And I ain't trying to run my motor at maximum cylinder pressure if I can do it at all. And you'll notice your truck boost will drop. Most of Yes, it is a real science operating these trucks for real, and the truck will show you if your science is has been followed or is fallible. It will let you know in a little time because it's a machine that meant to be operated in a certain manner. Yeah, it's a head gas gonna be hanging out. That is the result of that most of the time. Most of the time. A lot of time you'll get lazy with your downshifts. You'll be all the way at the top of the hill, and you've been pulling the hill, and it's bringing the RPM down on you, and you're around probably around 1250, 1300, and you still got a quarter mile of hill to go. And instead of just downshifting or getting your quick downshift in, bring your RPMs up, you'll let it lug all the way down to 1150 or 1200. By the time it gets to the top of the hill, it'll start to rebound and come on up. Man, you just made that motor say that extra vibration, that real harsh harmonic that happens right there. Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. That's what you don't want to do. Only time that should happen is for a brief moment at takeoff from a dead stop in a low gear, and it'll actually buckle down on the idle, and you'll start to give it fuel, and it'll come and transition on out of that idle, and get you on up into some oil pressure, into some coolant flow and some airflow. Uh, like I said, we actually been on here about an hour, 15 minutes. I appreciate everybody that's been on here. And we talked a little bit about, let me see that, no clever name. Where you at? That solid gold sound like word come from somebody with a mechanical engineering background. I wish, man. I was trying. I was trying. I immersed myself in. I learned a lot, and even after I did not go into the actual field, I still stuck with it because it really was interesting to me. I just love the way things work and why they work a certain way. But like I said, I would like to thank everybody and show my appreciation to everybody that's in here. Um, I like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for the super chats, the support y'all give, the 1 hour consultations. George, I will have to call you. You may be on the live. I'll let the live go a little bit farther than I supposed to. I think I got a call to make. But yeah, I will be calling you, George, in a little while. You and your wife, we get on to have us 1 hour consultation. But like I said, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the contributions. Y'all just don't know how much y'all help people and how much they appreciate what y'all be doing and how much people actually respect the fact that you know this stuff ain't really just stuff that more people tell y'all. And it ain't no fairy tale. It ain't gonna get me rich. It ain't gonna webinar y'all to death. It just, it's just some real stuff to try and help people that want to win, sincerely win. It ain't for the folk that think they finna shortcut and then just cause they watch what I say and you gonna do everything like that and it's gonna automatically work out. You gonna kill the game and all. Your ass gotta come out here and go to work. There's some folk that feel like it ain't the type of work they want to be doing. This ain't for you. If you like to count some money, you don't mind doing some work, and you put your feelers in your pocket and learn the job. And then you can make a decision of whether it's for you or not. But really learn the job. You know what I'm saying? Them folk, they gonna win. They gonna win. It ain't for everybody. It's simple as that. There's no down talk. It's just not for everybody. Learn the job. And like I said, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, depending on what you've been doing before this, like I said, this ain't for you. If you have not been used to really getting down, I'm talking about really getting down for your money, this probably ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? If you were working in the office for like 15 years and you ain't put your hands on nothing, you a fat slob. I ain't just calling nobody nothing. You know one thing, your health ain't worth a damn. You can't hardly stay sleep driving to work in the morning. This shit look good on YouTube, but it ain't might not be for you. You know you're a chronic diabetic, you ain't got your ass on your sugar diabetes, you don't be keeping that shit under control, you can't stay woke more than an hour. This ain't not be for you. You know you got a brand newborn baby less than 3 years old, and you trying to provide the world, and you got a stable job with some insurance and some medical and some dental. Stay the fuck where you at. I'm just saying, this ain't for everybody in every situation. If you know you can't trust your old lady, far as you could throw her. I'm talking about for real, for real. When you was at home working a regular job, you couldn't keep them motherfuckers out your house. Don't do it. Or either get that motherfucker away from around you, get away from around you before you start this endeavor. You can't be out here driving like this. You can't, no. You can't be out here driving like that, man. Worry about who up in your house, laying up under your air conditioner while you out here hustling and trying to get some money. No. It ain't for everybody's situation. It ain't for everybody's timing. And that ain't no discourage. That's just facts of the matter. You know what I'm saying? If you know you got a significant other at home, you could be a woman. You finna come drive this thing out here, and you know one thing, you got a significant other, can't keep it dick in the pan while you gone, and that's all you gonna be worried about. You worry about where he at and what he doing and all that. You gonna flip a truck in the ditch. Daydreaming. You gonna flip a fucking truck in the ditch. Daydreaming. About what no one doing at home. If you know you work a job where you be at the job all day, and when it's time to actually do the work that the job requires, you get an attitude about it, don't feel like doing it, get what? This ain't for you. This ain't for you. Oh, hell no, this ain't for you. If you on the grind all the time and you were in the street and you know one thing, they call you at 3:30 in the morning, don't give a damn if they was in Kalamazoo, you coming, this might be for you. Might be for you. Motherfucker be like, man, I'ma holler at them in the morning. I don't move like that. I don't work like that for my money. They won't call me at 3:30 in the morning. They mother don't want nothing. They mother don't know what's going on. Well, you might not understand that you was involved in a service industry, just like we involved in a service industry. There's some shit that don't go your way a whole lot of days that got to happen that don't fit your pocketbook, don't fit what you came out here to do. And get what? It go with it, cause it's a service. Yeah. The reality of trucking and the fallacy of trucking and the YouTube version of trucking gonna have a whole lot of people misconstrued. So that's why we made channels so you won't be misconstrued. Real talk. This shit ain't for everybody. Real talk. If you know you worked at an ice cream stand for the last 10 years, and basically every day you work at the ice cream stand, you got checked for doing nothing. And then sometimes you had to serve some ice cream. And then you serve some ice cream, you go back sitting down, and you get paid the same regardless if you serve 100 ice creams or you serve one ice cream every day, you make the same money. But you feel like you should make a whole lot more money. But if somebody pull up right now and tell you jump on up in here and we finna go pick a load up, I need you to help me tarp this right quick. Yeah, we gotta get on top of the trailer. You like, nah, I'm gonna stay right here and make my check. You need to stay right there and make your check. Don't fuck over yourself. Biggest lie you can ever tell it to yourself. Don't don't fuck over yourself. For real. I done done ditches and shovel shit for a living. For a little of nothing. I'm talking about I shoveled shit. Done ditches, built a bridge, did all type of shit for a little of nothing. So for a person like me, I ain't gonna say ain't no limit what the money do, but at the same time, my limitation and what my mindset on what I do for a dollar and how far I'm willing to go is what separate me from the average business owner. You gotta think about it. A lot of reasons you give your money to said businesses is because what they're willing to do for your money or what they're willing to give you for the value of your money. What I do every day, I get up, give them what they want, because it's a service, and I give them what they're looking for. Same thing I'm doing in the street. The hell I look like walking around here with the opposite of what they looking for. I'm getting what they looking for every day. I used to get up in the morning sometime, really every damn morning, and say, I used to shake my head when I look in the mirror about what I'm gonna do today, as opposed to what I was doing yesterday. I used to shake my head in the mirror, boy, they ain't gonna like this, and walk the fuck out my house. Every boy, they ain't boy, they ain't gonna like this. Even when I'm at the bread company, boy, I got this such and such and such and such deal right now. Ooh, boy, they ain't gonna like this, and walk the hell out the door. Because I understood it's a service industry. I'm here to provide a service. It ain't about what make my pocket big all the time. This shit about making a dollar, but it's to the point where it's a shared thing, and you gotta understand that your clock ain't the only clock ticking. Your pocket ain't the only pocket billing. Your bills ain't the only bills rolling. So you got to get in where you fit in the grand scheme of the logistic chain. So a whole lot of folk gonna miss out on a whole lot of money trying to bully a broker right about now. Gonna get your ass told something. You gonna find out you ain't who you thought you was in the industry when they get through telling you that shit. Because I'ma swoop up with a cost analysis that make all this feasible, even though it wasn't cheap to begin with. You just sad because your money management skills ain't right. And I'm gonna pull your load or one of my trucks gonna pull your load. And if one of building them trucks over there, they gonna pull your load. If one of the cover six transport trucks over there, they'll pull your fucking load. If all the cash them trucks over there, they can pull your fucking load. I don't give a damn who you is. If you sit around and think what you got on your mind make the world turn. And the fact that you can't get no money and figure it out gonna make these broker obey what you say you gonna do and this and that and the other. All I can do is just say stay in it to win it and stay right here to the wait, do what they doing. They rebounding a little bit so you can act like you know what you're doing because you're getting a decent rate for the amount of fuel that you burning now. Not knowing that everybody else that know what was going on getting the same money 2 months ago. My race ain't changed. Not much. There's a little bit here and there, bump, 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 a little something, something. And I can throw my weight around because everybody crying like some bitches right now. I give me an extra three, $400 without even trying when I don't even need it. But at the same time, go and get it. Go and get it. Go and ride y'all funky ass way till I can't ride it no more. Doing the same thing I've been doing and getting more just because of what it is going on. And I was getting too much money really for the shit to begin with. Make no sense. But it love as always, man. And like I said, I come on here every time. I ain't come on here to be nobody friend. Y'all already know where I stand on this stuff. It's about seeing you win. It ain't about being your friend. I want to see you win. My alarm just went off to call George, so I'm gonna get off here and do that 1 hour consultation because we're gonna keep it in rotation. But all my to make an awesome point that I always want to tell people, and that was today for me and everybody else, man. If you're not willing to do some of your own maintenance, at least some of your own maintenance, I say at least 35 to 40% of your own maintenance, and learn how to do it properly and efficiently. Buy the tools that it takes to do the regularly scheduled maintenance. You don't gotta buy all the stuff to pull the engine and pull the head and drop injectors in it and all that shit. But you want basic tools to perform the job. You want some stuff that stuff like greasing hub bearings and greasing your truck and greasing the fifth wheel and redoing electric brakes on your trailer to become something that's second nature. And your best way to make that become second nature is to start to service your equipment, like your trailers and stuff, at least once a month or once every other month. Come in, get your hot shot trailer, put it on jacks, get your semi trailer. I don't care, put it on jack stands and rotate those tires, fill those bearing clearances, see how tight and loose they are, add grease, rebuild them as needed, take the hub off, buy you a set of seals and just replace them just so you can take that hub off and see what's really going on with your brakes. How much wear they got. Are the pivot points on the brakes, are they lubed up? You can have a brake hanging up. You know what I'm saying? You can have a bearing that's starting to shed metal that's gonna actually get you next week that you didn't see coming. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that is gonna save you tremendously. And most times, like even with high shot, I just do a tune up on my trailer, bearings, brakes, seals, grease, everything. About 550, $600 tune that whole trailer up. And if you go to the trailer part, you could triple that. That's gonna be about $1,800 worth of work. You know what I mean? Parts and labor. So, that's a big difference between $600, $1,800. Uh the preventative maintenance of just greasing pivot points and things like that on your semi and on your high shot prolong the life of items that would normally wear out in 2 years. Without grease, they wear out in 6 months. And a lot of this stuff is on pivot points that when it wears out, it cuts bolts in half. Things break, stuff comes off, and people could possibly die. So, that's one of the biggest things. Like I say, always, what I'm saying, familiarize yourself with the operation of your equipment, not just how to operate it, but how it actually works. So if stuff happens, even if you're not the mechanic, you can at least tell somebody on the phone what's going on. You at least know the name of the parts, the spindle, the hub, the drum, the brake pad, the shoe, the springs. I mean, it's some people riding around and stuff, they absolutely have no idea about how it works. The parts, the general stuff, even the stuff to do a pre-trip inspection, most people just breeze through that shit and they don't even do the all of the parts to do an inspection on a daily basis. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one more thing I'm gonna say before I leave. Every morning before you get up, I don't know if you're religious or not, pray and do a pre-trip. Pray and check that damn truck. I get up every damn morning when I was out on the road doing high shot. I get up every damn morning when I was out doing outing, like long outing bags or training people in the truck stop every morning. I'm the only somebody popping that hood. I'm the only, and I know brand new trucks got their own little stuff, but it's some stuff you need to look at. Some stuff you need to actually see for yourself. Some shit a sensor can't tell you. Some stuff you got to feel it with your hand and grab it and see if that shit loose. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff like that. And like I said, every single day you wake up in the truck stop, ain't nobody getting out their truck. They everybody go in there and get their coffee, come back out. They might check their lights. You know what I'm saying? Crank truck up, check their lights, and they on to the rest of their day. And meanwhile, you see people out on the road, brakes going out, trailer brakes locking up, shit, fifth wheels coming undone because there's some dirty ass people in this world, man. You could actually cut somebody off on the interstate without even knowing it, and they be going to the same truck stop you going to, and both of y'all are parked, and he'll park right beside you and wait for you to get out of your truck and go take your shower and come pull your kingpin. And since your truck is sitting there and it's locked up and it's sitting right there, it's gonna be fine. And when you get up in the morning and don't do your pre-trip and you get ready to take off, your truck gonna come out and your trailer gonna hit the ground. I've seen that happen a bunch of times at truck stops because people do fucked up shit. People do bad shit. And like every time that trailer don't come off in the parking lot. Sometimes they ride like down the highway and then it finally slips off in traffic. It's weak motherfuckers in the world. But like I said, you never know. So like I said, man, get up in the morning, pray, do your thing, your constitution or whatever you do in the morning as your routine, and check the damn truck. I don't know no other way to say it. Check the truck, get on the ground, check the inside of them tires. I'd have had what I call titties bulge out on the inside sidewall of my 2500. And that's a single rear wheel. So if that blows out, you got to blow out. I've caught that before. And it's this big hanging out the side of the tires, just rubber where the belt has broken. And you would have never saw it because it's on the inside of the rear tire that never turns where you can see it or anything. You just got to get down there and look in the morning, check them in the process, checking your rear brake pads and things like that, inner wheel. So, like I said, the stuff that you can miss, you know what I'm saying? A lot of days it ain't gonna be the stuff that'll have you on the side of the road or even put nobody in danger. It's just something you miss. But the day that you miss something that actually becomes an issue where it kills somebody, it causes you to lose your company or have an extreme amount of liability damage to happen in the name of your company on your good name, and you have to try and go to sleep at night after killing somebody, you'll wish you had prayed that morning and checked that truck. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, they can rule you out as the problem or whatever. But you know if you check that truck that morning or not, you know if that shit really was your fault. There's a lot of folk, they talk about the dude went to jail. There's a lot of folk that kill people in these trucks and they say it wasn't their fault. But get what? Them folk can't sleep at night no more because they really know it was their fault. They know they ain't checked that truck this month. Whatever flew off and happened in low, that's the shit they do every day. Half strapping shit and half checking stuff and left their bar sitting on top of the flatbed and it flew off in traffic and went in somebody's windshield. That's the shit they do every day. So if they know that, how could you possibly go to sleep at night with a good conscience even though they told you it ain't your fault? And you know that's how you get down every day. Like I said, this shit way bigger than Nino Brown and way bigger than High Shine Haven. So like I said, man, just y'all stay encouraged. Y'all stay diligent and just implement some of the things that I said in the conversation tonight about the out and the back, and you know what I'm saying, improve efficiency and use every L as you call it as a learning experience. A lot of times that L ain't a learning experience. It's called working a lane. People don't want to learn and want to take time sacrifice to learn how to work a lane. Everybody want the load to come straight to their house and they be sitting in their lap and they go out and back and out and back and out and back. If that is the service that is needed in your area, well, you need to link up with that and keep going. But if it's not in your lap, like in most of the time, not in your lap, you have to take time to develop the lane. And it usually take 3 weeks to a month to do it. So you have to be prepared. You have to have your cushion right. You have to know that this is not a industry where, you know what I'm saying, you come in and you take off like a bat out of hell. Even if you come in and scale it and have all the funding in the world and listen to the high side Haven and listen to other people that have did it and did and do pretty well at what they doing and you be real, real successful, you still got a learning curve. You still got to develop these like you still got to come out and master stuff that you didn't know how to do yesterday, even if you got a lot of money behind you. That's why I keep telling you it don't really matter. That shit right there, fooling and money soon be party. It's about the efficiency and the effectiveness that you use that money to get where you trying to go. Mister, come see me. A little tired to the party, but like I said, man, I appreciate everybody for coming in here. Appreciate the super chats, man. Y'all blessed the live once again, and I appreciate everybody that comes in and check out the Instagram, High Shot Haven. Um, like I said, you'll see pictures of the Western Star on the community forum, and like I said, man, y'all just stay encouraged and stay into winning, man. Like I say, this ain't for everybody. And that about as simple as it gets. This ain't for everybody. But for those that have chosen to make this your way of going at it, and this is your primary source of income, and you really gonna go for it. I like to say go for it. Um, and just develop your determination. I like to say what old people used to call stick to itiveness. Because the night don't last 2 3 hours. Most time the night lasts about 12, which is about as equally as long as the day. But as you can see, the light lasts more than the day, and the light overtake the night. So if you just look at that and just how the sun and the moon and the star work, it way more daylight than it is dark. But you just gotta wait to get there. You feel me? It ain't just gonna be bright outside at 1 in the morning. You gotta wait. So if you're willing to wait and you can see the daylight, you'll know that that daylight overlap and then come again and again. But you gotta catch the timing. You gotta be there. You gotta be where you're supposed to be. You gotta handle your bid, and it's gonna be night again. And you can lay back on some of the stuff that you did, understand that it's gonna be day again. Next time it's day, you put up a little bit more than you put up last time when it was daytime. And knowing one thing, like the book said, work while it's day. Cause at night, no man can work.